Hello, and my name is Janice Sutherland. Welcome to Phenomenal Woman. This is where we share the success stories of women who have been there and done that, from the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. This is real talk by real women. We will share with you the highs and lows of their success journey so you can do same with confidence, integrity, and a smile. One of the key tenets of Phenomenal Woman was showing everybody, or women in particular, that success comes in all shapes and forms or all ages. And this week, I am delighted to interview Shakina Phillip, who is a force of nature. Shakina is a very, very busy woman who wears many hats. She is an executive assistant to a senior executive. She has her own HR consultancy firm, and she's also very entrepreneurial, having a food business, if I'm correct, Shakina?
Yes.
With your parents. So before I steal all your thunder, can you tell us a little bit about your beginnings and where you come from?
Okay, well, thank you, Janice, for that introduction. But yes, I am a 24-year-old entrepreneur / businesswoman. I started working at the age of 18, okay. And I was in the call center. I was in the call center business for quite a while, and then I realized one day that this just wasn't for me. It was a good start, but I felt myself growing, and I needed to grow in the right location. So I moved at that point into another business, and I've been in that new business since 2013 until now, and the progression has been crazy. On the side, I've been able to open 2 different businesses, which, like you mentioned, my HR consultancy firm. I just nabbed my first contract last week, and I've been running this family restaurant for about 2 going on 3 years now, and we're definitely seeing the progression with that.
Wow, Shakina, that's a lot of things you've got going on. And as I said, you're a woman with many hats. So how do you manage to balance all the 3 things or the many things you're doing at one time? What's your secret?
I think of them as not different things, but all as one thing.
Yeah.
I think of them as all my dream coming true. So in a nutshell, I try to not give one thing more energy than the other. Whatever is taking precedence at the time, I handle it, get it done. I'm still currently working through how to make the logistics of having all these things happening work. But so far, so good. It's been working, so I'm just going to keep going.
Excellent. So what have been your key, the things you were doing have been very much diverse. So you have the food business with the family and you have the HR business. What has been your key motivators for making those choices?
So let's start with the food business with my family. I come from a long line of food lovers. My father was a street vendor since I've known myself. My sister owns her own restaurant, and I've always had dreams of opening my own business. When I did this, it's here in the Caribbean, we have something called CXC. Yeah. And with my CXC, I had to do a project, and the project that I chose, the business that I decided to open, was a restaurant. So I've always had a dream of opening a restaurant.
Excellent.
So when I saw the opportunity to bring it to fruition, I saw a business that was up for grabs, and I was like, you know what, let me try, and it worked out. So it all just kind of happened. I didn't plan for it to happen, but I had always had the dream of having a restaurant since a child. So it was just really good to see it come true.
Excellent. So what's been the most satisfying challenge you've had to overcome?
The challenge of questioning myself, whether or not I was capable, whether or not I was worth it. And that relates more so to the HR consultancy side of it. Because I to answer that question, how I started the thought of the HR consultancy firm was because of what I was doing through my current employment, where I'm currently employed.
Yeah.
I was able to get a lot of HR skills and HR knowledge, and I'm basically handling the HR piece for the business that I work for now. So taking that information and being able to develop it into my own model, into my own project that I could use to work with any business is what I was doing. And before I could even finish preparing myself, here came the first job. So it seems as though whatever I'm thinking about, it just manifests itself into my life. Yeah. And I just figured out how to work with it when it's thrown at me. That's all I do.
So what I'm hearing there is that you use basic transferable skills. You took the skills from the current role you're using and saw how you could, I always have this term MacGyver. So how do I fix it? How do I change it? How can I adapt it to use those skills? Right. So you come across as a very effervescent young lady and very confident. How do you manage to keep yourself, your level of confidence high when things go wrong, and how do you cope with those situations?
To be honest with you, I can't take all the credit for that by myself. It comes from all the positive people around me. I have a lot of strong, positive women that give me encouragement all the time. I remember when I first realized that this new contract for the HR consultancy was coming through, I questioned myself. I wondered, am I really ready? Is it really something I can handle? Am I biting off more than I could chew? And there was a wise, phenomenal woman in the building who I sat and spoke with, and she said to me, whatever it is, push yourself, give it a try. You won't know if you can handle it unless you try handling it. And if you fall, you know where to fix it. So I just decided to go for it, and it's been working out. It's still new. Remember I told you it's new? But I don't see it going away, and that is how I've been able to build my confidence and to continue to build my self-esteem. Because this business is it's not necessarily always easy. It's very challenging. But the best part about it is meeting great people along the way that help guide you towards your destination of success. That's how I stay happy.
So how important it is for you as a young woman to have, I suppose, those phenomenal women in your life to give you the support and guidance?
Very important, very important. I would say it's the most important thing in my life right now, having that source of motivation, encouragement, even having somebody I could look to see, okay, this is how you would have done it. This is what may have worked and may have not worked for you. And this is what I can try for myself. And for those women to also be reciprocating, they want me to do well. They want to see me succeed. So they invest their time and effort into me. I feel as though that in itself is that's the reason that I'm able to be here sitting talking to you about my phenomenal self today.
Because I find one of the things we as women do struggle with is the ethos of actually bringing up women behind us. I'm very much the view that even though when you've made it to the top, one of the things you can do is not about mentorship, it's about sponsorship. So look at those women, look at those younger women that are behind you, look at the skills that they have. If you see that they have a special magic or something that can be developed, that we as women, as the women who are almost trendsetters or the forerunners, need to do much more to support those younger women behind us. Definitely.
I'm in 100% agreement with you on that one. There's actually a saying that when you make it, it's always nice to go and pull somebody else up to the top with you. And I feel as though personally, once you do that, it pushes you a little further. Every time you help somebody, you go a little further.
Excellent. Well, that leads me on quite nicely to if you could share with us a success quote or mantra that you use and why it's meaningful for you.
Thoughts become things, choose the good ones.
Okay.
Thoughts become things, choose the good one. I didn't even have to think about that one. It literally just says exactly, it means exactly what it says. Whatever you think about, it's what's going to become your reality. Whatever you want to happen, think positively, because whatever your thoughts are, it's what's going to manifest into your life. So for me, it's why I stay chipper. It's why I stay happy. It's why I smile sometimes when I don't really want to. I focus on the good things. Even if there are 100 bad things, if I could just point out that one good thing and focus on it, it'll give me the energy and drive to get through the rest.
So it's all about having that positive mindset.
Positivity, all about positivity.
Excellent. So do you have any tips on, practical tips on building confidence? Because obviously it doesn't come naturally to everybody. We're pretty confident women ourselves, but not everybody's that blessed. So do you have any tips on how women can build confidence?
Tips on how to build confidence. I would say believe in yourself and believe that there is only one you. Don't compare yourself to any other person. The minute that you do, you're going to start to second guess yourself, start to second guess your worth, and the second guessing is not good. Think about it. You as an individual, you'd never walk up to somebody else and say, hey, you look negative, or you look bad, you sound bad. You wouldn't say those things to another person, but you look in the mirror and you say those things to yourself. I would say to people, anybody that's having trouble with building confidence or having confidence, just write 5 positive things about yourself down on a piece of paper. I am beautiful. I am strong. I am just just whatever you want to become your actual, just write them down, look in the mirror and say them to yourself. Even if you do it just for 7 days, you'll see the difference in your aura, your personality. This is where you start. For me, that's where I start my confidence building. Excellent. Telling myself that I am phenomenal.
So it's about really just kicking that inner critic into touch, because we have that little inner voice that can be our own worst enemy that tells us the negative things. As you say, you know, prove it to me, Mrs. Gremlin, Mr. Gremlin. You know, I am better than what you're telling me right now.
Yes, for sure, I am.
So you're still very young, Shakina. You're 24 years old, you said. But looking back at what you know now, what advice would you give your teenage self?
I would tell my teenage self, don't worry, it's definitely going to happen. I would tell my teenage self, take your time and walk fast. I walk fast. That's all I would tell myself. To be honest with you, I wouldn't take back anything that I would have done in my teens. I feel as though as a teenager, I always had this positive spirit, and it just got better and better with time. So all I would tell myself is, you're doing well, stay focused, take your time and walk fast.
Excellent. and in your short career, because it is still relatively short,
Just 4 years.
What are the 3 things you've learned about yourself during this period?
I've learned that I'm like red bean peas. I taste better after pressure.
There's a food reference again. Food reference.
I love my food, girl. I love it. After some serious pressure is when I really realize what I'm really capable of. Yeah. When I'm comfortable working in my comfort zone, that's the easiest thing, because you're happy, you're comfortable. Yeah. But the minute I'm out of my comfort zone and I'm putting myself into another situation where it might be a little tough or strenuous, that's when I really see myself come through to meet the demands. And so for me, it's just realizing that whatever challenges I'm faced with, if I stay focused, I stay focused, I can get through them. I tend to get a little overwhelmed. I even have short breathing sometimes if I feel as though I'm putting myself through something that I can't manage, or I question myself. So what I've learned is that when I start to feel like that, just focus on what needs to get done and make steps. So write down the steps, visualize the steps, have a conversation with another phenomenal woman across the road about their steps, and just take my time towards getting it done. That's what I've learned through this journey so far in my little 4 years.
So use your mental network, and just work it.
Definitely.
Work it.
Get the inspiration that you need and just do what you have to do.
Yeah. So we're coming to the end of the questions. What's your definition of success?
My definition of success. Now, this might be a bit strange, Janice.
Okay.
My success, I don't measure success based off financial benefits. I don't measure success based off current circumstances, but I only measure success based off happiness and how I feel about myself at the time. So if it were that the business went, the HR consultancy went away, the restaurant went away, my great job went away, and I went right back to doing street vending with my daddy. If street vending with my daddy is what made me wake up every morning and I was happy to go and do it, I would say I'm a success. So for me, success is measured by happiness and mental health. Health. That's how I measure success.
I think sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves by the keeping up with the Joneses, as they say. You know, who's got what next door? How much money do we have? When actually inner peace, inner happiness, peace of mind is far more important. That gets us through the next day, and will get us over whatever hurdle we're going to be facing in the future. Definitely. So lastly, Shakina, I have loved this interview. Lastly, what does it mean? What does it mean to you to be your own hero?
To be my own hero.
Yes.
It says to me that I'm independent and strong, and with or without anybody else, I can make it. I will make it. I will continue to make it. That's what it means to be my own hero. To not worry about anybody else giving me what it is that I'm looking for, whether it be my boss or it be my mother, my father, my family members. I need no one, because I can do anything that I put my mind to by myself.
Thank you. So before we end, Shakina, it has been a delight interviewing you today. I'd like to say thank you so much for speaking with me. I think you've given a lot of thoughts for everybody who's going to be listening to this, every woman and young lady, or young or old, who's been listening to this about your journey. If they want to work with you or get in touch with you in any way, they can do that?
Yes, for sure. For sure. You can reach out to me at shakina.phillip@gmail.com.
Excellent.
Again, that's shakina.phillip@gmail.com. That is how you can personally reach me. Even if you just have a question or you want to just talk, I'm okay with that. You can send me an email. I'll reach out to you. I want to say thank you so much for having me, Janice.
You're
having
welcome.
This conversation, hearing myself talk like this. I'm ready for the rest of the day, Janice.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you, Shakina.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
So that was my interview with the effervescent Shakina Phillip, and it was a delight to do that interview this morning. So it's my pleasure to show up here every week and connect with women like you who want to live their life to its fullest and be empowered to take your career to the next level. Remember, you are the author of your own story and you control the narrative, and you can give your story a happy ending, so own it. Visit JaniceSutherland.com on information as to how I can help empower you to turn your dreams into actions. And if you've enjoyed the interview you heard today, please share it with all the phenomenal women you know. And until next time, I look forward to speaking with you again.